Well, here we are spreading fertilizer. It's a little rough on this part of the field because we're changing the direction of how we farm this, and it's been farmed going the other way for a long time. After we work it, it won't be this way. We're putting down fertilizer for corn. We'll be planting hopefully in a couple more weeks here. But boy, Northeast Missouri has some of the best views. All right, we are done with this field. So the last one left on this farm is right across the road. But we need to go fill up with some more fertilizer. We got everything turned off. So we're gonna head on down to the semi, go fill up with some dry fertilizer. Now one might say that we have a little bit of overkill with this fertilizer spreader, but there are two main reasons that I use this tractor: GPS and suspended front axle. So most of the time I can fly over ground and it's not terribly rough. We have the few exceptions, like when we try to change directions of how we want to farm something, it gets a little bit rough and we need to slow down. But nonetheless, that is why we've got a 270 horsepower tractor on a fertilizer spreader. We had a little bit of spill the other day. So we got the 5R runs the conveyor. It's hooked up to the point, so that way we don't have to hook and unhook. We can just set the 3-point hitch down and we're ready to go. We got trolls for the dump trailer back here. We pick up a lot of our fertilizer comes straight from the river terminal. We're pretty fortunate to be really close to a river terminal. But this is coming straight from our local MFA store, which is, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half that way. But anyway, we're gonna empty out this trailer and Dad's gonna go pick up another load of fertilizer. It doesn't take very long to fill this spreader, but I'll walk you through a little bit about it. So they call it a combo spreader because it'll spread fertilizer and lime. And the big difference between that is the wider belt for lime. The controller's in here. It's all automatic, hydraulically driven. So the computer tells the belt, based on the speed and the density and the gate position, of how fast to run. And then it puts out pretty accurately however many pounds we call for acre based on our prescription. It'll hold 8 ton. So this year, since all our corn fertilizer is coming from the MFA store here, and I'm out and driving right by it, we're gonna swing in here and pick up some more fertilizer with the cart. After waiting our turn, it is now us up to get our load. definitely springtime by the weight. They're just getting geared up to start going. So we'll turn around and get the tractor out of the wind and back up underneath the conveyor. And then they'll blend it all together in a big blender that looks kind of like a cement mixer, and it'll dump into the spreader out of that conveyor. I tell you what, springtime is my favorite time of the year. It's busy, it's like a race. It's just a fun time of year. We'll have to move back and forth possibly. I don't know. It's not a terribly big load. Alright, we got our load of fertilizer. Now it's Dad's turn. Russell's up there getting a density measure out of the fertilizer in his truck. Well, alright, we got our prescription loaded up. We're in the right field. Turn our hydraulics on. Go to our Doyle page, hit the on button, put it in gear, and away we go. And we are spreading. Play there. So you saw earlier we've been spreading fertilizer, putting on fertilizer for corn. We're using MAP and AMS. So MAP is 1152O, 11% nitrogen, 52% phosphorus, 0% potassium. AMS is ammonium sulfate, and so it is 120024, so 12% nitrogen, 0% phosphorus, and 0% potassium, 24% sulfur. So we're using that as our sulfur source. I apply enough MAP to get our corn through harvest, and then also our beans. And then we turn around on our bean ground, we'll put down potash, which is 0060. And it is 0% nitrogen, 0% phosphorus, 60% potassium. And so we'll put that ahead of our beans, for our beans and our corn. And the reason we put different ones ahead of different things, so I variable rate everything, and I pick up all that I can from the river, and I can't blend at the river. So, and the spreader is only capable of variable rating one product, whether that be a blend or what have you. And so, anyway, beans use more potassium than corn. Corn uses more phosphorus than beans. That's just kind of what we've found that works for us. I'm sure there are better ways to do it, but this is the way we're doing it, at least for right now. Howdy YouTube, we are finishing the last of our anhydrous today. Hopefully we'll finish. We should. We didn't have but a half a day's worth of anhydrous to go. Just some stuff we didn't want to do last fall. Getting closer to ready to plant. So still spreading dry fertilizer, putting on anhydrous, and Dad's just trying to keep me and Alex both going. He did some work with the backhoe. We might work some ground before it rains later on this week. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Well, we got done with the anhydrous for the year. So we're gonna take the ammonia bar back and the tank back to MFA and take the tractor back home and probably get it hooked up to something and get ready to go work some ground. Well, today we're up and going working some ground. We're using our John Deere 550 Mulch Master. We're trying to level this field. There's some holes out in it, just unevenness. This is the farm that my wife and I bought this past winter. So we've got quite a bit of work here to do. Tear down some old buildings and tear out the trees in the waterways. Try to fix some erosion problems. See, ditch Dad been doing some work on there. But it's a good start. It's a good farm. We own everything over there for about a mile, so it just fit with our operation wonderfully. Trying to do stuff one-handed is a bit of a challenge. Anyway, Alex just spread fertilizer on this and he's on to the next one, and now I'm gonna work it in and try to do some leveling. And since I bought it in December, I didn't get it fall sprayed, so hopefully we'll tear out some winter annuals with this and be in good shape. Here's a prime example of what we're trying to fix. You can really see that low spot. It's not wet now, but you can tell it has been wet. And we're trying to fill in and level all that ridges. This farm goes from tabletop flat to fairly rolling. Bought the house and machine shed, so renting the house out. Just a really nice farm. Well, yesterday we had a change of plans. The Mulch Master had a lift cylinder seal go out, so hooked up to the 2660 and gonna run it on some of the stuff that we didn't get full sprayed. So we're gonna work this bottom here with this, and then we're gonna go finish the farm, the new farm we were on yesterday. I sure love this tillage tool. It's a heck of a chunk of iron and it does a beautiful job. Well, we're running here. Had to adjust the gang angle a little bit. We're wanting to tear out some weeds here that didn't get fall sprayed, so I adjusted it a little bit more aggressive so that it would tear them out. I don't think we'll run this aggressive once we get to going on everything else that we haven't already fall sprayed, but we'll see. So far, really impressed with this tool. Alright, after some adjusting, I lightened it up, raised it up a little bit, and adjusted the gang angle a little bit more aggressive. And I'm getting all those pesky winter annuals taken care of. I got to touch up some spots up here where it took me a while to get it set, but it don't take too long to cover ground like this. Well, just headed back down here to the other end, and I couldn't be happier with the job this thing has done. It looks absolutely beautiful. all we got left is a little bit on the new farm then, and we should be done working ground for the time being until we get closer to time to plant. Well, this is pretty well it for this video. Thanks guys for watching, and please remember to hit that subscribe and like button. And we'll catch you all next time. Make sure you keep coming back, because there's going to be a lot of videos here shortly of us planting and working ground and getting a crop in. So we'll catch you later.